sequences of flying that we had two ways of doing it. One was out of Clay Lacy's Learjet, and we did that off California in August. In September, we were going to go up to Fallon, and we'd shoot them braking left, braking right, doing rolls, chasing each other, et cetera, et cetera.
99.9% was done in camera, and I still try and do that today. I just feel there are things that you get by doing things for real, especially when you're improvising, that no matter how clever you are, you can never anticipate how it would really happen. I knew going in that all the other aerial movies were boring. So it was breaking tradition, because what had happened with Top Gun was people who'd touched on aerial movies or touched on military, everything had been done. Everybody had seen it all, done it all. The only way to do it was this way. So I was trying to persuade people to do it a different way. It was tough.
These guys came to this project without any understanding really about flying, probably just commercial air and stuff like that.
One of the early problems we had up at Fallon is that the Hollywood people, Tony Scott, and rightly so, didn't know really what we could do.
He got up to Nevada to shoot the flying footage where he had all the pilots there that were going to do the flying, and he showed them the script pages, and they said, well, we can't do this.
They won't let us.
And he said, what do you mean? He said, well, we can't do the stuff that's described in the script. The planes won't do it, let alone we can't do it. You can't do that stuff. And so, well, what can you do? So we took this, it was actually an Air Force camera turret. It's like a machine gun. And he mounted 6 cameras, and he sat in this little turret, and we took that to the top of a mountain in Nevada. And we just had these jets come in head on at us at 1,000 miles an hour, 6 feet over your head.
To make the altitudes look realistic, you're actually flying at the mountain. When we dogfight, our rules of engagement, everything is up in the ether. We don't do hard ACM engagement below 10,000 feet. So now you're talking about being on the deck, flying up the mountaintop, and obviously there were some concerns from a safety aspect.
The air-to-air, we were using Clay Lacy's Learjet. Yeah, it's quite an experience, because the airplane is just like flying alongside of a big house, and then it disappears, and then you don't know where it is or where it's going to come up, and then pretty soon it shows back up, or we'd find it with the cameras, look around.
Clay Lacy had a Learjet that had a camera mounted, I guess, vertically inside the fuselage with a small periscope underneath, so he could do aerial filming. We could pull up right alongside of him, and a certain percentage of the filming was done with him off the coast there. We had an airplane that we call it the Camera Bird, and Grumman Aircraft Corporation was tasked by Paramount. They paid for it, and Navy approved it. They came and took one of our airplanes, and they made mounts for a camera. We had one up on what they call a crow's beak. It could be pointed forward, and there are scenes in the movie where you can see from an exterior shot the F-14 chasing a F-5 and rolling around upside down, doing loops and stuff. And you can see the actual crew up in the front seat and whatever Rio was with us in the back. And he could also point it between the tails. So there's pretty good aerial footage that's usually not available, because there's no way to get that kind of perspective. There were cameras actually in the cockpit, both in the front and the rear. They had taken out some of the instrumentation there to put these cameras in there. They're pretty small.
We used a lot of the little photosonic gun cameras. One of the reasons that we decided to shoot the movie in Super 35 was just the weight of the anamorphic lenses. Airplane turns a corner, takes the mount out the camera.
We ran that program just like we trained, and we always did it the same.